Welcome to LUKAH'S Island for episode 1 with me, and only me, Mr. Sealy P. That is not what you want to happen. Having left Eureka Farms, I was heading off to look at a few different options I'd been given, a few different places to visit. We end up a castaway. Although, we just swam in past what looks like a reef. It doesn't completely, it seems to be broken around. There are some other islands, which we could probably swim out to. I have nothing, lost my wallet, no money. The island, well, we'll have a look around, but it appears to be deserted, which means no workers available. And I'm not going to be doing any contracts. This will all be me. So, what we need to do to start off with is have a scout around the island, see what's here, see what resources we've got at hand, and kind of go from there. Although, did I just see a boat? Nope, part of a boat. Okay, I won't be rowing anywhere. That's no good. We do have a deck chair, somewhere to sit. That's nice. So here we are. We're on LUKAH'S Island. This is not necessarily linked, other than the slight link between Eureka to here, as I've just mentioned. This is not necessarily going to be storyline driven, narrative driven, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle. In that, there are certain things I can do. Is that okay? Cool. We have a tyre. Not quite sure what I'll be able to use that for. Yeah, so there are certain things I can do, but I think there's going to be a lot of things I can't, and that's going to involve doing certain things in a certain order to almost kind of unlock the next thing. The island situation helps massively with that. That intrigues me. I'll have to go out and have a look out over there at some point. Now, as far as getting out to these islands, yes, I can swim out. As I just said, I swam in past them. What have we got here? More tyres. It looks like it used to be some kind of trading outpost, something along those lines. Oil drums? Can we pick those up? Not sure. Are they oil or fuel drums? Possibly fuel drums. We'll come back and check those out later. It's worth checking everywhere. You never know what you might find. Yeah, so it looks like an outpost. Obviously, there are loads of little islands like this dotted around, going back hundreds of years, that were used for plantations, that were used for natural resources, that were used for whaling stations, almost not fisheries, but like canning factories, all those kind of things. And then over time, those things either don't become as abundant in the sea, they don't become as PC or acceptable, and the trade, the industry kind of falls into a decline. Let's go up onto this raised bit so we can see. So this initial episode, it's not quite a setting up one. The setting up has been done, and I'll tell you now, It took a while. You'll see why as the series progresses, why it took a while. Ah, right. Now from here, look, looks like a spit of some sort. But like I say, almost like, not obviously a coral reef, but a reef kind of sweeps around there. There's part of it there. Does that look like out there as well, between that one and that one? Maybe. We've got something going from that one to that one. That looks like a building, doesn't it? That definitely looks like a building out there. A tank of some description. Frustratingly, having switched from PS4 to PS5, on PS4 there was a little trick for zooming in, and you could do PlayStation button and square and it would zoom in. I can't get that to work on PS5. I was going to say I could just have a look. Hang on, we've just gone past something. What was over here? There's buildings and things over the place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look around. We'll assess our resources, see what we've got available, see what we can do. We have the rule of threes to think about. The rule of threes states that you can go roughly 3 minutes, I think it's 3 minutes, without air. If you're in icy water or you're in a zero oxygen environment like space, you can go 3 minutes without air, and in icy water 3 to 4 minutes, and you start to get hypothermia, everything packs up and you can potentially die. You can go 3 days without... No, 3 hours. Yeah, right. So 3 minutes, 3 hours without some form of shelter that can protect you from harsh environments. Again, whether it be cold, whether it be hail, rainstorms, whatever it might be. So shelter for 3 hours. 3 days you can go without water, and 3 weeks without food. Now those are obviously depending on the person. You can maybe go a little bit further than that. Looks like some bales in there. Is there anything else here? So, survival then. Shelter. 3 hours without some kind of harsh environment shelter. Now there are lots of buildings about. I could go and just sleep in one of those. Food will be a requirement, absolutely, as will water. So we need to find a water source. We need to work out what we're going to do about food. Oh, wasn't anything there, just some bales inside. Those are my priorities. Now I am going to build, you heard it right, I'm going to build a shelter on the beach. Just a small shelter, just to tide me over. Because I want to be on the beach to keep an eye out for passing shipping, to get an idea of, you know, how alone really are we. I could sleep in one of these buildings, of course I could, but then I can't keep an eye out to see. So I'm going to build a small shelter. That will only be a temporary thing. Hopefully there are plenty of trees. Maybe we can do some logging. Now obviously, as far as payments go, I'm going to need to sell things. If I cut trees down, I'm going to need funds because I'm going to need to buy other things. Those things, as you will see, will alter as we go. So the only way to get out to these things is going to be kind of a landscaping. So I'm going to have to kind of, I suppose, dig and, you know, reclaim land. I need to find a really close-in spot so I can build out to, because potentially there are other resources out on these islands. Things that I don't have yet, but I could get hold of. So this is, I suppose, with the forestry, a little bit like my whole Merkra Let's Play. Not quite pioneering. It's not quite a survival roleplay. I know quite a few people are doing survival role plays now. It's not necessarily on those lines. Like I say, it's not going to have a high narrative. Oh, front loader. Front loader and bale spike. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know what I'm like with my memory. This has taken me a couple of days to set up. And I'll be honest, I forgot where I put some of the stuff and how much stuff I put out. And I did put quite a lot of stuff out. It does look like we've got, well, they're wild pigs now. They wouldn't have been wild pigs. The problem with that is they've got no feed, they've got no water, which means they're not producing anything at all. They're not reproducing, not producing any manure, nothing like that. So if I was going to utilise pigs and, you know, feed, I could for me for a food source, but I need them to be reproducing. So I need to maybe come up with a way of producing crops to feed the pigs. Okay, we can go down that route. I should really be beach combing, shouldn't I, as well? There could be stuff out on the beaches. Now, there is shipping. The problem is with shipping and shipping tankers, they are huge. And they look a lot closer than they actually are. Got another island out there. A couple of bumps there. They're just too far out for me to see at the moment. What I could do with this drone? Oh, another barrel. In the water. Could just be an empty barrel. Could have something in it. We'll have to check that later too. I'm excited. Terrified, obviously, after what just happened. But it's that kind of cross between, we'll get to do a bit of everything. We'll do a bit of farming, we'll do a bit of... I don't want to just survive, I want to thrive. Thrival rather than survival, no. Another building, another trading post... Ah. Oh, that says Fendt. Okay. How much stuff will I be able to locate? How much stuff will I remember? Another drum. We'll head into the middle of the island in a moment. We'll go around the outside first. Yeah, a drone would be perfect because I could pop the drone up and, just whiz out and take a look. I don't have a drone. More islands. It seems very open. Not as many palm trees out here. Now, technically, I don't know if I'm, I say I'm alone. I don't know if these trading posts are seasonal. I don't know if people go off and do stuff. Do people go to sea and are they fishing for 3 months at a time, then come back and use the facilities here for processing and canning and that kind of stuff? Now, I don't own this island. I've got access to it, but not access to all of it. The water out there, well, I'll show you. Let's go across and have a look. So this is where we are. Now, all of that is available, but the island itself, I don't have access to a lot of it. I do have access to some of it. That was where our deck chairs were. So we've kind of been all the way around here so far. We've gone past here. So top section, yeah, there's definitely stuff out there on that island. Stuff on the other, there's a couple of things. Right, okay. So a few of these places do look, they look interesting. So it's, again, looks like another part of the reef here. It's getting from here to there, which is going to require finances. Now, obviously, it would be lovely to do it without finances. What I'm going to do, I think really it's going to be logging. If I can cut some trees down, I'm going to have to sell them. I need to get some money to be able to... Oh, yeah, look. Are they silos? Looks like storage of some description. What's that? Is that a harvester? That looks like the silhouette of a harvester. It is. Oh, yeah. Let's say it was. Okay. So that's going to be a big problem. Depending on what I have got available, there's plenty of land for me to be able to grow stuff, to feed myself. If I'm going to feed the pigs, that's fine. I've got no way of harvesting anything. Again, I guess it's going to be a case of scouring and finding things on the other islands, I suppose. We found a couple of oil drums. I suppose we need to head inland now. Oh, there's something over there as well. More hills. That's an interesting shape. Okay, let's head in. Let's have a look and see what else we've got in here. Plenty of trees. I say plenty of trees. I really don't want to get to a point where where I cut loads of stuff down and then start running shot and I mean, there are palm trees everywhere. I assume these are available to cut down. Sawmill. Oh! A digger. What is it? A Liebherr. 622. Fortuitous. Oh, hang on. No fuel. Ah. Okay. We have a digger, but no fuel. Log fork? Okay, that could help. With no fuel, that could be a problem. Those drums could have fuel in, but I can't move them. Okay. What else? Oh, okay, a trailer of some description. But all we need is a hand cart. We need something you can pull. That's the only downside with doing something along these lines, is if it was finding the right stuff to make it work, but we don't have everything. So we do have somewhere to sell wood. Okay, so we can start to earn a bit of money. I do need to look at shelter. Okay, so we've got a digger with no fuel. We've got, oh, there's a bucket as well. We've got a bucket. Oh, how handy that'll be. No tractor though. Some Fendt equipment. Okay. Now this may seem contrived, and I've tried to do this almost like I say, like a jigsaw puzzle. There's a lot of moving parts to this, and things that are gonna require step by step. Because whilst it looks like I have everything, vegetable gardens, which again, that's great. They need water and manure, of which I have neither. I need a water source. Even if I find a water source, I've got nothing to move. Oops. I have nothing to move water with. A wheelbarrow. Useful. Oh, actually, you know what? That could be useful. Can I go faster in that than I can on foot? Let's grab the wheelbarrow. And go at 11. Is that faster? I don't know if it is actually. Is it faster running? We've got a wheelbarrow anyway. That will come in handy. You can't put water in a wheelbarrow, can you? What have we got over here? Supplies! We have some supplies. Right, let's turn the engine off. Get out of that. Off of that. Let go of that. A ladder! Speak there. Are there coconuts? No, I can't see any. Pallets? Can we use those pallets? We can. Okay, pallets. Or tyres. We've got a shovel. Okay. A fork of some description. We have a bucket. Can you put water in the bucket? I don't know. Okay. What else have we got? What else? We have some old seed pallets. We've got lime pallet. What's that? More seed. Fuel. Oh, hang on. We can pick these up. Fuel. Don't know how much is in these. Mind you, it might be enough to get the digger going. We've got planter. Cultivators. But no tractor. That's not going to help. There's no tractor. I've got a digger. What I can start with, I can do logging. That's my start. I can start doing some logging. I need to build a shelter. Let's get that done. Maybe by doing logging we can build up some money, we can do some landscaping. If we can access some of the other islands, we might be able to find some other stuff. We need... oh, the bucket. What I need to do then is take... let me think about this. Water, do I check that first? Those, I mean, they're technically greenhouses, I guess, aren't they? They're little... get some food on the go to keep me going. I do need a shelter. Can I put... I don't know if I can. Can I put these into the wheelbarrow? Let's try that. Oh, it's funny, isn't it? They look a lot smaller. Oh, no. Doesn't look like it. Don't think. They're going to stay there? Oh, no. Okay. Got to carry them. Right. Let's grab the bucket. Actually, let's check the map. Water, where are we? That's the mill pond. That looks like water. Don't really want to be using salt water. Let's take this. This isn't going to work, is it? For those of you that are already shouting at the screen, I would love to think this would take water, but I don't think it will. If it doesn't, I'm in trouble. I need something for water. Am I even going the right way? Okay, so once we've checked this out, although we'll go and take fuel, put that into the excavator. From there, we need to shelter. Build the shelter. Maybe I need to sell something. I've gone the wrong way. Oh, kind of. Yeah, so then shelter build, but I'm going to need some money. Oh, that's something I haven't come across. I need something to cut the trees down with. Please work. It's a bucket. It should work, shouldn't it? Oh. Oh, we haven't got another pallet though. Okay, that's a problem. That didn't work how I thought it was going to. Right, let's get this fuel to digger. So we can find a chainsaw. We're going to start losing light. I need to get a shelter built. Let's get on with it. Shelter is my first priority. Then we need to think about food. 3 days I've got. I can go a lot longer without water, but I'm going to need water if I want to grow anything from the gardens here. So 3 days. I need to have at least got something in that, or I'm growing something. Actually, what have I got that's actually growing at the moment? Right, fruit types, growth, ready to... Why am I even looking? It's pointless. Ready to harvest. I've got nothing to harvest with. Once you find corn, I suppose I could go and grab a corn cob. Just grab myself a corn cob. Have we got any corn growing? Field 7? I don't own. Not on any of the fields I own. We've got oats, we've got wheat. Is that it? Maybe I could ground some wheat up and just have flour. Just chow down. Now, is one of these going to be enough for me to get it over here to fill up using the other cans? I don't want to go backwards and forwards one can at a time. What do these normally hold? Now, is it a 5-gallon container? What's 5 gallons in litres? Is it 4 gallons to 4 gallons to a litre? No, 4 litres to a gallon. So 20. Is that right? Yeah, 20 odd litres. Okie dokie. It's a lovely place to be, and let's be honest, if we can thrive here. Tropical island. Nobody around to annoy you. Although my penchant for contracts, that's going to be a hard one to avoid, isn't it? I've never actually done this. I don't think I've ever run out of fuel in a vehicle. I'm trying to think, have I ever run out of fuel in a vehicle? If I have, I think I've refueled with a Bowser, or I don't think I've ever done it from cans. How will this work? Do I just put it next to it? That is an absolute mess. Just drop it there. Huh? Wow. Was that 20 litres? That's a quarter of a tank that just gave me. So it's an 80-litre tank. We have power. Has that got a trailer hitch? No. Oh. So if I could pull that trailer, that would be amazing. Okay, we've got a digger. We've got a digger. It's not going to help me with... without a trailer hitch, I can't pull a trailer. That's not going to help me seed. It's not going to help me... Oh, yeah, without a trailer hitch, that's not even going to help me cultivate, is it? I need a tractor, and I also need a harvester. They've got to be two priorities. Without those, I can't grow anything. I've got some seed over there, that's fine. Now, that's great. I've got... What have I done? I've got fertiliser, but no way of fertilising. Lime, but no way of putting lime down. So we can grow stuff if we can get a tractor, and we can harvest it if we can find a harvester. We can't improve the yield without those other bits. Hum ha, right, okay. Oh. I honestly thought that small can would just disappear into the tank on this. I think 5's going to be too many. I need something. I haven't even got forks. Which means I can't move any of these pallets. Not that I need to yet. Okay. Trees. Yeah. We're full. With 4 of them. Although we do need a bit of repair work done. Okay, let's cut down a couple of trees. Let's see if I can... I don't even know what a palm tree... What does a palm tree sell for? I suppose that will depend, won't it? And then we need to look at our area around where our deck chairs are. I can always... I suppose with the grab on this I can bring whatever trees I need to, can't I? And then just chop them up as I need to as well. Okay. Okay. We have a plan. Let's see if I can cut down a tree closer to the sawmill. That'll make life easier. Do I just chuck it in whole? Do I chop it up into 8 metres? Again, we're back to that debate, aren't we? The longer and straighter the tree, the better the price you get, but it reaches a point where over a certain length you don't gain anything. You're often better off chopping a tree into 8 metre lengths than you are leaving it in one full length. Mind you, some of these palm trees are huge. Hang on. I haven't even got a chainsaw. This is a sawmill. There has to be one somewhere. In the bushes, in the building, I don't know. Pure filth. Right, okay. Look everywhere. I don't think any of these buildings open, do they? We may be in luck. Chainsaw. I know. Just go with it. Right, let's pick a tall one. If I take it down, I have no idea. I don't know if I cut down a palm tree. Oh, that seems a little bit off. Okay. Let's go. Shouldn't also go to the left. Kind of. Oh. I've just destroyed the building. Mind you, there's no branches to take off. That's rather handy. Oh, yeah, that's going to save so much time. Does it work on this end, though? Do I still need to do that? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Well, that's... and that's pretty much the same thickness all the way along, isn't it? Oh, that's something a bit different. Right. 8 metres. I'm terrible at judging this. I suppose what I should do is use my measuring thing, shouldn't I? Let's just go with that, shall we? Do that. Chuck them into the mill pond. We'll see what we get. Hopefully it's loads of money. Hopefully they're worth a fortune. I bet they're not. But it would be great if they were. This is truly an unexpected journey. I'm not a hobbit though, but it is unexpected. So this runs completely separately to Rasvet. Rasvet follows on from 6 Ashes. Eureka was a standalone, and this is exactly the same. Like I said earlier, apart from the start, I'm pleased we got fuel. Is that as far as that opens? That really is as far as that opens? Okay, that's a problem. Actually, mind you, we shouldn't have any too much thicker than that, should we? Come on, close around it, close around it. I suppose if I got a smaller stick, I could just... Why is that not open? One. So you know what I can do? Just push it. As long as I don't hit the other tree, so we can push that one in. Yep. Come on, what am I going to get for one tree? Make it good money. Fingers crossed. This should help me with my landscaping, especially having a shovel. We can move sand around. I mean, you know what I mean? We can't, but of course we can. Come on, come on. Was that one of the, I think it was one of the taller ones, wasn't it? It will give us an idea anyway. Oops. That didn't look like it went the way I wanted it to. Now, I could have done this without a digger. If I'd have found the chainsaw, I just had to chop things up into smaller pieces and do it by hand. Right, fingers crossed, come on. -5? Was that from using the chainsaw? No. Oh, what? 13,000 for one tree? Eek. Okay. Wow. Okay. Right, I can now do the first thing I want to do. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. I'm going to get a tree from the edge, take it over to our camp area, and then I might cut 2 or 3 more down. Let's get our shelter done. That's my plan for the end of this episode, is to get my shelter built, so at least I'm okay on the beach. What I'm going to do is cut a couple of trees. I'm going to make some stakes. Well, kind of stakes. Hammer them into the sand, and then go from there. You'll see. Now, at the moment, this is just a theory. It's an idea. Oh, hang on, I need to be careful here. Oh, no, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to be chopping up here. I'll say if it falls down to someone else's land, am I going to be alright to pick it up? Let's go with this one. I've got no way of cutting down stumps at the moment either. Take the branches off the end. Oh, this is so much better now than to cut everything off. Now that end bit's not going to... Now I've never done this before, it's not going to let me cut it here. If I cut that end bit off with a palm tree, will that disappear? Like you'd get with the thin bits. Actually that's going to be too big, isn't it? It's going to let me cut here. So you don't understand. Okay, whatever. Right. How strong is this? Can this pick up? And because that's pretty much the same thickness all the way along, I don't have to worry about going larger one end. Let's see if we can get under there. Close that. Come on, don't tip up. Nope, I'm not in the middle, am I? Come on. Oh, if I have to drag it, I'll drag it. Doesn't matter. Let's just try and get it there. Where am I going to? I need one of those rear grapples, don't I? Does not like turning. Ooh. That wasn't good. This could be a problem. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. You've seen me cut down one tree. What I'll do is I'll get the stakes made. I'll see you when those are done. I've got those hammered into the ground. I'm going to cut down a few more trees. We'll get those over. Actually, I might cut a few down around where we are. Actually, where are we? Oh. I made to do this into smaller bits. I'm not going to get this through, am I? It's just too big. Check the map again. What land do I own? I need to get onto a bit of land. I should have just done it there, shouldn't I? Yep. You know what? Okay, bear with me. Right. Stakes pounded into the ground. Some that way, 2 that way. You can see where this is going. I'm now thinking as well, actually that might be a bit big of a gap. But I can just pile them in, it doesn't matter, you'll see. These bits don't, when you cut the end off, they stay. The one that I cut down over there, I took it and put it into the mill pond and got $3,000 for that bit. Wow. I'm thinking what I might do is chop this up for firewood, and that kind of gets it out of my way of looking out. So if I'm laying down there in my shelter, here, looking out, it's kind of in the way. Oh, I don't know, it's not too bad actually. Maybe we will. So, let's do the first one. I'm going to offer the first one up. We'll cut it to length, and then what I'll do is anything after that, when it gets put in, will be cut to the same length. I'll pile them in, and then also put the sides in. The other thing I was thinking while I was doing this, now I haven't done this, I thought in my head, because I was thinking of using normal trees, I was thinking I'm going to have to go thick to thin to get to sit flat. But that's not the case, is it? Because these aren't thick to thin. I mean, maybe a little bit. How far do I want to overlap this? Don't want to go too far, but I'm thinking things like sand fleas. Big problem on various different survival programs I've watched. If you just lay on the beach, sand flea bites are horrendous. So I want to get off the ground a little bit. We've got pallets knocking around. There's one just over there. So if I build this, then put pallets on the floor, drop that in there. Right, so what should happen is any subsequent ones will push against that. Yeah, maybe that is a little bit too far out. No, we should be alright. So what I want to do is cut this one. If that one extends by about that far. Hey, do I want to extend that far? That seems like a lot. Sorry, this is a learn to build a shelter as I go kind of thing. I just had an idea and then thought, well, you know what? How hard can it be? I am now thinking also though, with these logs being straight pretty much along the entire length, if I cut down enough logs, we can build ourselves. Well, I say build ourselves. We'll do a log cabin. Whether I build it myself, that's a whole different, you know. Whole different kettle of fish. So we'll hop out. We've got a little bit of an overlap at that end. Well, a bit of an overlap at that end. Let's cut it about there. Don't think we can pick these up, but they're way too heavy. Yeah. I'm hoping I'm going to use the offcuts for the ends. I'll cut those down to size. Actually, maybe I should do those now. Let's do the ends. Like I say, again, I'm hoping these cut like regular logs do. So regular logs. Let's go for about that. Can I pick that up? Is that too heavy? No way. Is it too heavy? Oh no, we're right. So I'm thinking is swing that round and then do that. That one's fine where it is. I'm just trying to block out this gap here so that wind and stuff doesn't get in from the side. So the next one, if I make it a little bit shorter, and then what we should be able to do is a diagonal cut. So if I cut it down too high, too long, we'll diagonal cut it. Again, you'll see what I mean. If I cut one deliberately too long. The extra pieces, I really need a trailer. I was really hoping that that thing would have a trailer hitch. We need a trailer. But, what are you going to do? That's almost upright. So, put that next to it. Can't. That's. Oh, that doesn't look good, is it? Was that cut not straight? In my head, I thought this would work better. Anyway, right. Let's go with a cut like that. See what I mean? So that now sits at the same angle as that. And when I put the top logs on, oh, now I wonder, could that have just worked out to my advantage? If I spin that over, spin it around. Oh man, really? That's close that will go. But you know what? You see what I mean. I can put some chinking in between that. That's absolutely spot on. Right, I'll do the same the other end. I'm going to cut some more logs. Let's get them piled in. Let's get a shelter built. Then I'll go and grab some pallets, put the pallets in. And we should be good to go. Right, let's do the other end. Got it too long as well. Perfect. I'm having a great time. You know what? I'm starting to think now. My whole idea was to get to a point where I can send signals and be rescued, but I don't know if I want to now. I might just stay here. It's brilliant. Like I say, can I thrive rather than just survive? That would be pretty cool. Oh, that's the other thing. I was thinking about the tyres, and I thought it was one of those things that I see them on the beach and think, what can I do with that? But if you want to use it for signalling, if you can get a fire going and then chuck that on, or wet leaves, anything like that, a tyre will just give off black smoke. I mean, tons of black smoke. So potentially, we grab a couple of those tyres and put them on the beach. We can set a fire and, yeah, so chop that up for kindling. What's here? Oh, got some odds and ends. Okay, that's why I need a trailer. I need to take all these over to sell them. We'll get rid of all the bits and bobs. Okie dokie. See when it's done. It's 12 minutes past 5, and we're there. I added a couple more posts at the front so I could put an extra spar beam across to give myself a little bit more depth underneath. It's not pretty, but at the end of the day, it's temporary. It will give me some shelter. I extended out this end to give myself a little log store under cover. Now, like I said, there are loads of buildings all over the island, but I want to be right here on the beach. So I'm going to lay down. I can look out and I can see anything coming past. I've got a load of wood that needs to be sold. This I'm going to chop up actually into firewood. If you've never done it before, it's actually pretty cool. I wasn't sure if I would be able to do it with a palm tree, but I think if I just pop that down there, get a chainsaw, it gives you the cut down the length. Now obviously it's just aesthetic, you can't use it for firewood, but I'm pretty sure you should be able to cut that way as well. Now had I have not had the excavator, the wheel loader, the sawmill machine at hand, that should come part of that, there we go. I'll pile that up around the corner. Had I not had this, I would have probably cut down a lot of the smaller ones. Now they're a little bit, they've got a bit of a bend on them. There are some smaller ones that are straighter, and they do seem to taper a lot more towards the end. So what I probably would have done was cut shorter lengths and done it just the same thing but with smaller. I think as well, because the palm trees don't bind together particularly well, I think with regular trees normally the fitment together is a lot closer, so I wouldn't have had all these gaps. So I wouldn't have had to have added the extra layer on to kind of fill those gaps. But from inside we're okay. Where's that pallet? There's one here and there's one over by the little pond. So what I'll do is grab that. Oh, there's some back at the store as well. So if I put 4 under here, these should go in that way quite nicely. Let's put that in and go right underneath like that. That's my bed. I'm off the floor. Actually, it's a lot deeper than it looks, isn't it? It's because those trees look, they're massive. It looks a lot. So yeah, if I put 4 across that way, that gives me a bed. I could cut some more that way, and I could put some around the front here to give myself a little windbreak if I wanted to. But like I say, it's temporary. We can then use these logs when we decide to build a log cabin. I don't think I'm going to build one manually, if you know what I mean. Where was that tyre? Go and grab that tyre. If I put some of the wood we've chopped up into the tyre, if we need to, we can start a signal fire. But like I said, I'm not so sure I want to be rescued now. I'm kind of excited. Let's pop that down there. Okay. Maybe that way over. That's better. Get ourselves a little fire, and we should be good to go. I'm going to go and grab the rest of the pallets. It's not quite dark yet, so that's good. I do need to go and get rid of the rest of this lumber, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go about doing that. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Yeah, I think it's the palm tree thing. It has a little bit of a gap, doesn't it? But it's not a problem. I need to get rid of those. They're worth a bit of money. Now, the money I'm going to be making from cutting trees down now is to pay for my landscaping. Because landscaping, especially when you're doing what we're going to be doing, out to islands and the reef and that kind of stuff, it's not going to be cheap. So what I might do is just get rid of what I've got here. So all of this, see what I've got in the morning, and then we'll spend that digging out. So we'll use the excavator, we'll grab the bucket, and we'll landscape out as far as we can with how much money we've got. I'm just curious to see just how far we can get. I mean, like I say, the trees are paying out amazingly well, but I reckon we are going to absolutely eat through that money when we start landscaping. So that's the next bit. I'll chop some more of that up. I'm going to put some under there. Go and get the pallets. And we're kind of, you know, at the moment we're surviving. We're going to aim to thrive, and that'll be absolutely wonderful. I need to get out. I need to explore these other islands. There's equipment I'm going to need, and I'm hoping that it's out there somewhere. Fingers crossed. We should be okay. I'm going to go and grab another pallet. And I'll see you in the morning. And let's get some landscaping done. Let's find some machinery. Let's get a tractor if we can find one. A harvester if we can find one. Let's get some crops in the ground, or at least what we've got here already harvested. Let's see if we can maybe get some feed for the pigs. Get them producing, which will help us for food. Oh yeah, something for water. I need to find something to transport water in, because at the moment I've got nothing. There was a pallet here, wasn't there? Yep, there we go. Let's grab that. And I'll go and get some more from the store. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you don't know my own strength. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you choose to do. Thanks for watching.